cherish all the time you spend, you tuned in to. It's time again to cherish all the time you spend, you tuned in to. It's the number one podcast. The topics of discussion when we broadcast. So all them artificial man jokes, we do it natural from the concrete to a public standpoint. Real, wherever you're from, life is coexistence, but to know the real, you just gotta listen. Wherever you're from, life is coexistence.
What's up, good people, and welcome to the 52 Scott Podcast. I am your host, EP69, along with Freddie G, K Money, and Slash. Collectively, we are the Minded Men. I want everybody that's on YouTube to go out and subscribe and click the like button. Follow us on X at 52 Scott Podcast and on IG and Facebook at the 52 Scott Podcast. All right, and good people, and welcome back to another edition of Think Thursday. Today's topic is movies. Classic or not, just straight up. But I'm going to put a little twist to it. We're going to see if they should do a remake or don't touch it. It's a classic. Just leave shit alone. That's what I say. Just leave it alone. Because some movies, man, I'll be disappointed. And the reason why I'm bringing this topic up, this weekend, I watched an old classic. We were just talking about this on the last radio show, Cooley High. Y'all remember Cooley High? Mm-hmm. Y'all remember Cooley High? Wake up.
Yes, sir. Everybody remember Cooley High.
Yeah.
Huh?
Okay, so I took a list from IMDb, sorry. And the first list, I did 20. I wanted to do 20 of the classic movies. And I noticed there was no black movies. So I said, okay, let me stretch it out to 50, then 100. Even when I did 100, there still were no black movies, which is why I want to have this show. It's not about black movies because I'm going to be hitting all kinds of topics, but I do want y'all input on black movies that should be classics, and then I list it because on this 100 from IMDb, there are none that are black movies.
I think part of the reason why none of them are classics on there is because it's the age-old thing that we know about Hollywood. Mm-hmm. Blacks, man, black producers and directors, they don't get their just dues in producing quality film, although they're good films. So if you notice, like in the black community, when you're thinking of classic movies, we really truly be calling out a bunch of black movies.
Yeah, independent maybe.
We'll call out our own black movies as classic, but I don't think that white folks look at our movies as classic.
No.
But we're more apt to give them their respect for making good movies.
True.
Right.
And we'll call some of their movies classics, but I don't think that the white audience will call black movies classic.
Okay.
I agree.
You agree?
Yeah, I do agree with that.
But
yeah,
I'm going to throw in a mix in there because while we're sitting here naming these ones from IMDb, there's Cooley High, in my opinion, should be one of the ones that should be a classic. What y'all say?
I say it's a classic.
Yeah, it's a classic.
Okay.
It is.
It's a classic.
Yeah, it's a classic to us.
Would y'all like to see a remake of it?
No.
Okay, I agree. Okay, I just want to see what you'll say.
It is what
Slash
it
is thinking, wait.
I'm trying to, when you say that, my mind frame goes to, okay, would it be urban? I mean, more updated rather than take it back, make it look like the old. Would it be, more modern in a sense
just
of.
Like they revamping, shit nowadays. I mean,
well, here's the thing. I'm sorry, K-Man.
I mean, I just feel that if they did revamp it, it would. We see how the animation of Good Times.
Yeah, that was trashed.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel that Cooley High would do the same thing.
Well, not necessarily. Here's why. Because think about it. Mm-hmm. The only thing that would change and make it more modern is the times, the clothing.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But you got to think. Cochise was a writer. You have writers today.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Not Cochise.
Not Cochise. You mean,
Preach. Preach was a writer. Mm-hmm. You have writers today. Mm-hmm. Cochise was a basketball player. You have basketball players today. Mm-hmm. And you have guys. You have a Pooter, which is Comedian 96 today.
Really?
Yeah, Pooter.
Okay, I ain't gonna disagree with that.
He got hit with the gorilla shit.
Yeah. I hit with some gorilla shit.
So
mine was monkey.
So the only thing that has to be modernized is the actual clothing, the time, the music.
Yeah.
You know,
the character.
Preacher have a smartphone.
Yeah.
Probably, shit
yeah,
like that.
but all of the stuff all of the adolescent and the mischievous things that they were doing, that stuff still goes on today.
They jumped in that stolen car.
That stuff still goes on today.
Everything,
Preach
all
drove the
that,
car
yeah.
knowing
You
he couldn't
had
drive.
you had the two bullies.
Yeah.
Okay, question then. On those lines, we see how they've done House Party. Now,
Right.
the most recent
they
and the
go
latest
to that.
House Party that they did, they pretty much modernized and did what you said, Freddie G.
Put LeBron James.
Yeah,
and put
it just.
I think that's just poor writing.
Okay, I agree with you.
Okay.
That's just
I agree.
poor writing.
Yeah.
But if you kept Cooley high, let's put it to you this way. Let me put it to you this way. The lines don't change. All of the lines are the same.
Right.
It's just in
The only thing
2024.
that's different is the cars would be modern day, up to date cars. The living, the ghettos are still the ghettos.
Yeah.
Only thing, and the actors would
Okay,
change.
yeah, I was gonna say the casting would
The
play a huge
casting,
part.
the casting
Yeah.
would be different, but other than that, the lines you keep the exact same lines. It still could be. It's just update. It just looks better. I mean, look modern, and it still would be the same.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give us from different writers. I'd say black, white, but this is what I'm gonna do. So the next one, y'all probably remember this. Remember the movie The Birds?
Yeah, Alfred Hitchcock.
Yeah, The Birds.
I remember that.
I don't think that
Classic.
I don't.
It's number 5 on the classic list.
I don't think it was honestly for those times. We're talking the '60s. I think it was black and white.
50, yeah.
'50s
Yeah.
and
50s.
'60s.
Yeah, it was black and white.
For those times, yeah, they may be considered that a classic. But I'm gonna be honest with you, man.
It's not something I
That
want to
ain't
watch.
nothing. That
It's
ain't
not
nothing that's going. Nah.
I'm not going
I
back to watch
wouldn't
it
even.
today.
I wouldn't even remake that.
You would.
Nah.
I wouldn't even
Well,
remake that.
now that I would disagree because the birds look fake. I mean, they look real but really fake at the same time because the scenes you look at it and just didn't look right.
They could do a remake, call that motherfucker Mosquitoes.
We got that already. No, for real though, Bird, I would like to see that like with better quality from 1961 to what we are now.
Well, the
Graphics.
quality
Yeah.
would be a hell of a lot better.
Right.
Graphics. That I think it would be
Yeah, with
little
today's
better.
technology, it's going to be much better
Yeah.
now
Yeah.
than it would have back
So
then.
how much gore was in that film back then?
Well, the birds was
gore.
biting.
They were just biting at them and they would just die. It was
Flying
just
at
more
them
like a
and-
bunch
Yeah,
of
I
picks.
remember.
Yeah, I think
but they wouldn't even probably consider that gore back then. I think if they
Yeah.
did remake it, you would probably see a hell of a lot more.
Yeah, you
Gore,
would have
yeah.
to have a hell of a
You'd
lot
have to
more
have
gore.
blood.
Yeah, I think they would pull out the guts out the stomach. The birds be eating at it. They'll show it. I think that's because they didn't do all that. Just had a little bunch of red marks and spots, and they just
And
died.
now that you mentioned it in that graphical kind of way, I don't want to see the movie. Birds going to the guts and eating the guts. I
Okay,
don't wanna
let's
see
go
it.
back to our movies that should be classics, but are not. Menace to Society, classic.
That's
Yeah.
classic.
For us,
Yeah,
us,
for us, it's a classic.
Classic.
And I wouldn't even touch it.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it over.
I wouldn't touch it.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I think the game has got more fierce. Guys are more gangster. think about it.
It's still the same shit, man.
I know, but the
It's still the same thing. I don't even think you
Don't
could-
do it over,
You
man.
can't even do it over. It's still the same.
I think
thing.
a lot of things could be done in there, like throwing people in the trunk. That wasn't done.
The movies that were good remakes were movies like Shaft.
I
And
can see that.
You say Shaft? Okay, let's talk about
I like
Shaft.
Shaft.
that's a classic.
You like Shaft?
And they redone
well,
it
for us.
Yeah.
They redone Shaft.
they
They
redone
did.
it.
They did it with.
And it was good.
Yeah, it was good.
With,
that
Samuel
was, that was
Jackson.
great. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
Samuel, like he just like Denzel. He really can't mess nothing
Now,
up. I ain't
that's
seen-
that's a classic that's remakeable.
yeah.
But some of these classics, I don't think
Leave it alone.
Yeah, just leave it alone.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing. Now let's go a little softer now. 101 Dalmatians. That's for the kids.
Nah, come on, bro.
I'm just saying. Okay. Nobody said Menace to Society. Let's go a little further back. Boys in the Hood.
Classic.
Classic.
mess
Don't
with
touch
it. Yeah,
it.
don't touch it.
Don't touch it.
You wouldn't want to see
Nope.
his son do it.
Nah,
can't remake
you
that
can't
movie.
do it, man. Just leave it be. It's a classic.
You can't make. You
can't
can't
touch
remake it, man.
Y'all, wow.
Tough critics on our classical movies.
Yeah, true that. All right, let's go to Mary Poppins.
I can see that being remade.
Yes,
But it has.
it's a
been.
classic too. It's on here.
I
Classic.
can see that being remade, but not a classic for myself.
Not exactly.
I remember the movie, but I wasn't
You don't-
into Flying with an Umbrella.
Yeah.
I'm just not into
You don't remember
that.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious?
Yeah, I remember that. I do remember it.
Classic, Reggie.
Man,
Classic.
Not
remake?
classic, but
You don't want to
but,
talk
I
about
don't mess with Mary.
but I can see it being remade.
it.
I don't think
Mary's
it would
kind
be
of
a
fine when
classic.
she had that.
Nah, I'm good.
And the only reason I think
I'm good.
the only reason I think I'm saying that I could see a remake of Mary Poppins is because they did a remake of Annie.
That she did. Now that was a hell of a remake, and
was
they
a good
made
remake.
it black.
It was a good remake.
That was with Jamie Foxx. Man, that was a good.
Yeah.
one. That was a hell of a
Those
remake.
are the type of movies that you remake. They remaking the right ones so far.
So far, so good. All right, here's a classic. Another white movie, but I think everybody gonna agree this is a classic. Miracle on 34th Street. That's
The
that
Christmas
Christmas
Carol.
film. The Christmas Carol. Classic.
Classic.
It's a
Yes,
classic.
it's
Don't
a classic.
remake it.
Classic. Don't remake. Yep, I said the same
Don't
thing.
remake it.
Classic, but do not remake it.
No, because when you do a Christmas movie, you gotta do something new.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta come up with your own Christmas thing because we know everybody's used the Grim Reaper and all kind of stuff. You know, just like the classic.
Yeah.
Wonderful Christmas was another classic.
That's another. Yeah, it's on the list actually. Yeah.
but not remakeable. You don't remake that.
Speaking of, while we're on Christmas, I haven't seen it, and I think Freddie G. I think all three of y'all told me to watch it. Elf. Is it Elf with the comedian? One of the
Trying
comedians.
to face on love.
No, the
it's,
white the white guy. What's his name?
Will Ferrell.
Will Ferrell.
Okay,
It was the one. I think one of y'all told me to
it
watch
wasn't
it.
me to tell
It
you to
wasn't
watch
me.
it.
They
either.
said it was really good.
It's good, but I didn't tell you to watch
Face
it.
on love wasn't in there.
He may
He
have
was,
been.
wasn't.
He may have been.
I haven't seen it, but you
I
know,
don't- yeah.
It's
Will
pretty
Ferrell.
good.
Okay, I don't remember that one. They also had. I don't know how you would remake this because this movie is so old. Gone with the Wind. Yeah, it's just classic, but I don't know how you would remake that. It's a love story. I mean, The Notebook is about what's closest to that,
That's
but
one I need to see. I haven't seen.
yeah, it's old, man. We wasn't even born.
I can tell you a classic that they remade and it was pretty good.
What's that?
Beverly Hills Cop.
Oh, that
Yeah.
was.
I
excellent.
haven't seen it.
They did a
That was
really,
excellent.
Yeah, that was
he
it.
did
It was
a
excellent.
good job.
Yeah,
For
for
real?
the
With his
time
daughter.
frame that
But
the
the-
original was done versus you
Yeah.
know the remake. I mean, it's
it's like perfect time.
yeah. I mean,
Perfect.
it's not far. He didn't miss much.
yeah.
Yeah, he did
It
a
was
good
perfect
job,
timing,
man.
and adding the daughter in it, I think, is
Uh-huh.
what really solidified it because they knew her from when she was younger. You see
Yeah,
how they
yeah.
played that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So I'm
that
like,
was an
yeah, that
excellent
was
And
remake.
even
was
the
cool.
scene, the shootout scenes, they kind of put them back together.
where they was.
Yeah, so that was live.
Yeah.
That was live. They did a good job.
Good remake.
I
Good
need to go
job.
watch it. I see it. It comes up on my thing, and I've never.
Did a good
I
job.
need
Great
to watch
job,
that.
yeah.
Okay. Let's see another one. Oh, there was one. It just came to me and then it left.
I could think of one. I can't think of the name of the movie, but you guys will know it. Clarice.
Oh, Silence of the Lambs.
Silence of the Lambs.
Silent. Oh yeah.
That's a classic to me.
Yeah, they remade.
You think it could be remade?
You think it could be remade?
I think
better.
Anthony Hopkins. I don't think they could replace Anthony Hopkins playing that role. That
No.
would be, that would be crucial to me. Whoever played that role, because I think he did an excellent job in it.
Yeah, and ain't nobody can play that.
But I think it's remakeable though.
Yeah. Maybe Kevin Spacey, that crazy dude from what was that Jamie Foxx movie when he. I don't know the bomb. He had a bomb in the van, and they was
that
at a
was-
stadium, and he was a computer geek. The guy that they
You
used
talking
it
about law-abiding citizen?
bait.
Oh, Bait.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
I
was the
know what you're
bait.
talking
That
about.
dude, this Kevin's the crazy dude, the glasses, because he played crazy. That dude plays crazy real good. So maybe him, because since he's been playing crazy roles already, they probably can feel it in me.
Man, didn't you used to be an actor?
I did.
That's your role.
I thought now there was one with on here it says the Philadelphia Story, but this is an old
Tom
classic.
Hanks.
Yeah, but that's what I
And
was saying.
Denzel was in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
a long
Denzel
movie.
was in
Feel that
Philadelphia.
is you can't. It's a classic, but
Not remake.
not remake. You
No.
can't remake that.
Don't remake it.
Don't remake that. Yeah. And we said, I said Mary Poppins. Here's one that they keep remaking, and they're often get disappointed in me when I say this. Wizard of Oz. Remember they made the one with Michael Jackson,
The Wiz.
The Wiz.
The Wiz. I'm gonna be honest, I was not happy about that. I'm sorry, I was not.
Urbanized it, bro. It was made.
I
for
know, but Wizard of Oz itself was just a classic. Leave it alone. To me, leave it alone.
I like The Wiz.
Yeah, I prefer the Wiz than the Wizard
and
of
I'll
Oz.
tell you why I prefer The Wiz. I like The Wizard of Oz, but The Wiz was designed to be a musical.
Yeah.
So they had a lot of famous singers,
Right.
you know, and celebrities in this movie playing these characters, which not necessarily a spinoff, just okay, like you say, urbanize it. Let's make it black. Mm-hmm. That's really what they
That's
did.
what
I
they
like
did,
that.
yeah.
Now, to remake that, The Wiz, no,
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't do that.
leave it alone.
Leave it alone. Yeah, no. It's
You can do Broadway.
because I don't know. Because if I'm saying they had Diana Ross, they had Michael Jackson, they had too many great actors. I don't think we have singers and actors in that movie. I don't think we have those great singers like that. I don't think nobody stand out like Michael Jackson right now. Maybe Chris or Usher right now, but I think Usher would probably play that role good. That'd probably be all right. That
Yeah,
might-
Usher could be the because Michael Jackson
He
was the
a
scarecrow, right?
Who didn't
Yeah.
have the brain?
That was the lion,
the
right?
lion. That was
That was
That was the robot.
the robot.
The lion didn't have courage.
He had the courage.
okay,
The brain was the Tin Man.
the Tin Man.
No, I
Yeah.
thought the brain was.
No, the brain was-
the scarecrow. If I only had a brain, that's the scarecrow, isn't it?
You could play that part.
Oh.
Wow.
All right,
told
since you
you
said
this
that,
wrong.
we finna go with the knife, Psycho. But they didn't make Psycho about 50,000 different times.
Ah, man.
I'm not really into the murder movies where it's about killing.
Man, they
I don't
got
even think that's a
Psycho.
classic, bro.
Nah.
Well,
I'm not
no,
really
well,
down
you
with
need
that.
to go look at You. You ever seen there's a Netflix series called You. That's just a spinoff of Psycho. That dude is Psycho.
Let me ask y'all: do y'all think Trading Places is a classic?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Trading Places.
Can it be remade?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you can remake Trading Places
Who would be
by
the-
putting newer actors in
After
it.
seeing how Eddie did this Beverly Hills Cop, I really
You could
think
put
that
Eddie
it could be
in.
So
successful.
you think that he would be the one?
He could play it again.
No, you know who I would use?
I think they could be successful putting somebody else.
Yeah.
So check this out. Could you see Eddie as being the rich guy, and some white comedian being
Oh, they flip
Reverse it.
flip it?
it.
Yeah.
I can see that.
I can see that
I can see
too.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, Eddie.
And it being
With,
a good movie, you know, depending if the
would
the
be-
lines were the same.
The perfect comedian.
Who would be
The
two
white
black
guy.
two
No.
black comedians? Eddie and who else?
No,
Well,
let's
no,
put
it
the
had to
white
be.
guy.
You have to be. So the role that Eddie played in the original,
Yeah.
you make that a white guy,
Right.
and the role that Dan Aykroyd played in the original,
Yeah.
you make that Eddie.
Eddie.
Oh, you want to use Dan Aykroyd as Eddie? Got you. Okay, I got. No.
No.
He's the black guy.
You missed it.
There was a black guy and white guy, which is Eddie and Dan Aykroyd. He's just saying put Eddie and Dan Aykroyd and then bring in a white guy.
A white
Yeah,
comedian.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
That's
white
what he's
person.
saying. Now I'm gonna tell you who I think the white guy should be.
Who?
The comedian who just divorced his wife.
I know you're talking about
Chicago.
Gary Owen.
Gary
Gary
Owens.
Owen.
Gary
Yes.
Owen.
He'd be the perfect
I think
Gary?
I think he would do.
Yeah.
the
Oh
perfect
man,
white
that
guy.
would be hilarious.
for that role.
Gary Owen as the homeless guy,
Right.
and Eddie Murphy as
the
Dan
rich-
Aykroyd,
yeah,
the rich
Aykroyd.
guy.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay, now who would be
The bankers.
Dukes?
The Dukes. That's what we want to know.
Who would that be? Now check this out.
Would they be white?
They
black?
have to be black.
Yeah, they'd be black.
Okay.
Who would be the Dukes?
Good question.
That is a good question. Okay, let's see.
can't think of who that would be.
It's coming. It's gonna come to me.
Jimmy Lewis,
Jimmy Lewis.
Terry Lewis and Jimmy Jan.
That's a good one though. Yeah, it's a good one. But people won't know who they are, so we gotta pick somebody that's professional.
Well, now keep in mind, they got to be
old.
kind of up in
Old,
age.
yeah.
Up in age.
Billy D.
Too up. That's too far up in there.
Here's one.
Morgan Freeman.
Nah,
More-
that's too.
Who?
too.
No, that's cool because you got to think Eddie is old.
Right.
So here's one. You could do Morgan Freeman, James Earl Jones.
James Earl
Oh,
Jones.
Think
that's
about the
good.
voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with
Oh,
James Earl Jones.
that would be a good movie.
Maybe not Morgan Freeman. Maybe somebody that because the Dukes were brothers.
Right.
Okay, yeah.
They were brothers. So if you had James Earl Jones, name somebody else that's kind of fair skinned. That's older.
I was thinking, since we had threw Eddie in there, I was thinking Arsenio. That's what I was thinking. Arsenio Hall.
As one.
As what?
As one of the Dukes.
Nah.
He ain't old enough, huh?
He's not old enough.
Yeah.
James Earl Jones and can't think.
Ooh, what about that Aaliyah's daddy, the
still
bald headed
thinking
dude, Aaliyah's daddy, the bald headed one.
Here's one. Here's the guy.
On that show.
Here's the guy. The guy that was he played in a bunch of movies. You'll know his face, but his name ain't popular. But here's how you would really know him. He was married to Beyonce's mama after she divorced her dad.
Yeah, the guy. I can't think of his name.
He was married to Beyonce's mama.
but I know who you're talking about.
He played on Story. No, they didn't get married.
He done played in a bunch of movies. But he was Beyonce's.
I'm so embarrassed. I was at a
The
party,
mom's
party
husband.
with
I
them.
can't think of his
I
name.
Yeah, but if you get this. Anyway.
I forgot his name. That's bad.
So let me bring one up real quick because I don't want us to miss this on this show. I think we need to have this on here.
Yes.
The Color Purple.
They redid it.
They redid it.
And it flopped.
That was what I wanted to know. Y'all's opinion on the Color Purple's remake.
Well, it's mixed reviews, though.
It's
I mean,
mixed
because some
reviews.
people like it. I haven't seen it, but just like with The Wizard of Oz and The Wiz, they made The Wiz more like a musical,
Yeah.
and I heard
Yeah.
this new remake
Right.
was more or less.
It's
Music.
more,
It's
Like
more of
a
a musical, yeah.
and honestly, man,
They
for
should.
me, I like the original Color
They
Purple.
shouldn't have touched it.
yeah.
They should have left it alone.
They
I love the
touched
cast that they had.
They
in the
had-
movie,
yeah,
but
yeah.
They had a wonderful cast.
it's
Beautiful
just-
cast,
They shouldn't
but-
have
and
remade it.
they had a wonderful cast. I can't say the cast could have been better, but what I think what made it not as great as it could have been, the amount of money these people was paid to do this movie.
I think that's what
It
it was.
wasn't
Taraji
it
had
wasn't
a problem with it.
it wasn't a big dollar amount on these roles, but she had a good
Star-studded
cast.
cast, for
The
sure.
cast was wonderful, but I think I just don't think the musical
So-
set that movie off to me. I think it kind of took away.
So how does the
from
dollar amount? Like, what's your thought on the
so
dollar?
so what I'm saying is,
Taraji put it out there. Go look.
well,
at
she
it.
went and spent money
Listen.
on.
Yeah, I know that.
She went. They went and spent money on singers that can act, which of course is not going to be as expensive as actors. You didn't have to have a singing role for everybody in this movie to make it good. You know what I mean? Because the original Color Purple, it was only one singer.
So
in the movie.
if they're making it a musical, you would have to have singers.
Yeah, that's why I say for me, I don't like the musical. I just don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't like it being.
But
a
they
musical.
made so much because you gotta understand. Lion King. I wanted to go see Lion. That's the next one. So let's speak on it first, and I'll tell you. So, Lion King, classic. It's a cartoon movie. I know we all gotta agree. It's gotta be a classic.
It's a classic because it's been around for a long time. You know, the Lion King, and they keep remaking it.
Yeah, keep
and it's
on.
okay to
and they do
remake that.
stage plays. And that the crazy part about it, standing room only, $200.
I think it's okay to keep doing remakes of.
They killing on the. They killing.
And where is that? Is that Broadway or?
Yeah, when they travel, they Broadway. They travel. And when they do their stage plays, standing room is $200. Just imagine what the seat tickets are. That's why Taraji was mad. Like you get $200 for standing room, and you got thousands of people here that's sitting. I don't know what the sit down seats cost because I wanted to go see the movie. But when they said standing room was $200, I'm good.
Now we mentioned some Christmas stuff. Let me put this one in there because I went to see the actual play, and there is a movie, The Nutcracker.
That's a good one.
Classic. And I can watch this on Broadway every year, you know.
Yeah, it's a classic.
Is that more a ballet though? Is it?
It is, but I would watch it whenever. If I had tickets to go see the Nutcracker, I'ma go. Because the latest one I think recently was more hip hop in the Nutcracker.
Really?
Yeah, I've heard.
They made it more hip hop, which was cool. I didn't see it personally, but I would like to see what they did as far as to make the changes and music, of course, that they use for it.
Comedian 96. You want to see the Nutcracker?
I ain't got nothing. We can go see Silence of the Lamb. Poor the Takaris. I once ate a man's liver with his livers and his father beans. Okay, listen.
Slash was right. That was your part. That's your part if they remake it.
If that is your role, man, anything with that's nutty.
All right, with that, we closing the show, y'all. And we missed any shows that we have not. And before I close the show, let me throw somebody off the bus. All right, so as y'all know, every week, man, I throw somebody off the bus before we get off. I meant to throw him off at the last stop because I'm trying to change up where I throw people off. But he gonna go and get off now before we get off. And this individual that I'm speaking of, we all grew up with him on Family Matters. Darius McCray. Am I saying his name?
Darius
McCrary. McCrary, yes.
McCrary, Eddie Winslow.
And Eddie Winslow.
Yeah, on Family Matters.
All his little antics here these last couple of months, man, he's got to get off our bus, bro. He is just wilding out.
Yeah, I just saw a video recently, man, where he allegedly was coked out. You know, he was real hyper, and he even asked the interviewer if they had more coke. Oh, and then back door they said, "I'm just playing."
He been hanging with Orlando Brown too.
Orlando Brown. Now that's a weird one too.
But we you know what? At this point,
can we throw both of them off the bus?
Just on GP.
Orlando been consistently crazy, so it's kind of hard to throw crazy. Yeah,
just let him sit on the back row.
Yeah, he sits in the back.
Yeah,
but this dude, he was we grew up with it, man. Yeah. I didn't think. You know, and then he allegedly supposed to be making an OnlyFans with someone. I don't want to get into it, but the video's out there. So, Darius, bro, you got to get off, man. You got to get off before us. Go on, cross the street. Don't even walk on outside the street. When you get off, cross the street, bro. With that, y'all, we out. This concludes our show for today. And if you haven't done so already, follow us on at 52 Scott Podcast. Also, IG and Facebook at the 52 Scott Podcast. Also, like and subscribe if you're on YouTube. Make sure you tune in tomorrow for Black Friday.